Hello, Raven fans, Oriole fans. Thank you for joining us here on the Ravori Sports podcast. Like and subscribe to all of our social media content, and a lot of you have. So a lot of our numbers went up. We appreciate that. More of you watched this week. We had like 70 new people sign up for Facebook this week, so we appreciate that. Also, to our Twitter now, I'm still warm about it, but we're building it back up. So we appreciate all of you that are doing that. The blog numbers were up this week, so we appreciate all of you that clicked on the blog and check it out. Ravori Sports blogspot.com every morning at 6 a.m. Orioles article for sure tomorrow. Yesterday we talked about the NBA draft, so definitely check that out there as well. Genesis Notary Services, if you're in Winchester, Virginia, if you know, you know. So definitely check it out here in Winchester, Virginia. If you know, you know. Our notary business is really going well lately, so I've been very busy. So I appreciate all of you here in the Winchester area that have helped out. Harris Legal Shield, definitely too. We're gonna have a live stream July 3rd, rather. So haven't had one of those in a while. We're gonna chop it up. Great value in the Legal Shield. For those of you that don't know about the Legal Shield, we are gonna go ahead and get squared away with that. Great value. You can save a lot of money with Legal Shield. Always check out our Fanatics links everywhere you go. So definitely too, we a lot of times put them up during games. You can check out the Fanatics links. And right there at the bottom of the screen is the reaction for the Royals and the Orioles July 11th. The instant reaction also for the MLB draft that will be going on that night. We're going to start talking about MLB draft picks here next week, a little bit tonight, because we're going to be talking about the College World Series. A lot to get to, so let's get it popping. All right, 2026. You see on the name of the stream, Breakout, Baltimore Ravens. All right, so who is going to break out this season? You hear this every year, this time of year. Such and such guy is going to do this. Such and such guy is going to do this. That's the optimism and things like that. That's fine. But we're really going to direct you to which players are going to make the next step up. So, like, for instance, Lamar Jackson wouldn't be in this because, obviously, he's a two-time league MVP. He's as high as you can go. But which guys, young guys, particularly young guys in the roster that are going to go ahead, you're going to say they're going to do better. Maybe some won't. We're going to address a little bit of that. But some guys, who is the next breakout? Who are the next breakout stars? Which guys are going to take the next step for the Ravens here as well? So let's take a look at some rookies as well. The first step, 2026 breakout college starter to left guard, Vega Ione. We predicting it's going to be left guard from everything I'm seeing, that he's going to be next to Ronnie Stanley. It could be right guard as well, because Simpson did play left guard as well. We'll see when camp opens up there. Ione, I plug and play. This is one thing they're definitely not worried about. This was obviously, I think, the best guard in the draft, the best maybe offensive lineman in the draft. So time will tell on that. But I only plug and play right away. I don't think there's nothing I've seen so far in camps that we're not going to get exactly what we asked for right away with Vega Ione there as well. Rotational player to rookie, so college, Zion Young of the Mizzou Tigers. I think he's going to get more time than we realize. I do see Tavius Robinson's name a lot. I don't particularly like Tavius. I just can't. I think Tavius is. I think he was working with Jarrett Johnson one year, and I think that's kind of what he is. Kind of a stay-at-home other side of the linebacker. I don't think Tavius has the speed and the talent of these two young guys as well. I think Jerry Robinson, Zion Young, I think could have the opportunity to play every down, but I think he'll be more rotational. He could, even though if he's the first one in. I think what they like right away is his ability to set the edge, his ability to stop the run, his ability to go ahead and read defenses. I think like that. I don't think he's a pop pass rusher right off the bat, so he may come off the field in third down, but I think he'll be in the rotation for sure. I think him and Mike Green will be there along with Tavius Robinson and be in the mix. I think definitely for him as well. Contributor Eli Surratt. I don't know if that's spelled right. Surratt, I like him a lot. I think he probably is their most talented of the rookie receivers. I actually like him more than Jacoby Lane. I don't know if he'll start. He'll definitely make the roster. He'll definitely be a contributor, at least on special teams. I think year one. I absolutely think it's very possible he could be the third receiver by the year's out. I think he could be the third receiver possibly at the start. We'll see how that looks. We'll see if they bring in a veteran or whatever to bring him in. But definitely, too, he's a guy that's going to contribute, I think, a lot as well. But I definitely think his special teams, he'll absolutely be there contributing with that. Jacoby Lane, third round pick for the Ravens, so definitely he'll be on the roster. I think he's actually, believe it or not, going to contribute more if there's a Bateman injury. Despite what I said about Surratt, I think he's going to play regardless. I think he's going to play more if Bateman doesn't play, because I think he's similar to a Rashad Bateman, where you could put him right in as well. Great hands. You see him in the video there, the picture there, where his hands are up. He's got great hands, great size, not tremendous speed as well, but I think he's going to be great in the short area, great with the 50-50 ball there. I think that's going to be the strength. I think you're going to see a lot of him. These receivers are going to play. I think this is going to be an open competition, especially in camp. You're going to see a lot of these guys. Certainly a guy we're looking for the breakout is Devontae Walker. Very impressive last year. Didn't contribute much only because he didn't play as much, but when he did, I thought Devontae Walker was very impressive. So many years with the Ravens, it's so much like bologna sandwich hype with a lot of their receivers, in my opinion. Guys like Chris Moore or the names are escaping me at the second, but guys, middle round guys without like Randy Himes or guys like that, or Devin Duvernay, or guys. I think there's a lot of hype around that because they don't have a great history of these guys. I could tell you Devontae was very impressive last year. So I'm more of a buyer here that he's a third receiver. I do think even this is why they haven't signed somebody. They let D-Hop go. They tried hard. They went to draft because I think they have belief that Devontae Walker is going to be their third receivers. I think Surratt is going to be his big competition for that spot, but I think he's right now he's the front runner to hold on to that. I think he's going to play way more than he did last year. Back up to starter, Corey Bullock. He kind of dropped in the depth chart, but I think it's possible. I think the center thing is going to be a real competition. I think he is going to get every chance. They're really going to take a look at these centers. As of this recording, they haven't signed anybody, a vet. So we will see how they do there. I don't know. The fact of what we've seen so far is not good. He's kind of even from what I saw this week. They've dropped him behind Pinner, even though it's still a competition, and Gwynn in the depth chart, the early depth chart. Still early. We're still in June here, but we'll see. He's going to get every chance to start. He's definitely going to get every chance to start. I think as well. Corey Bullock. Matthew Hipner. I like Matthew Hipner. I think this guy definitely, too, is going to be your number 2 tight end for sure. I think Smythe is not going to play as much. I think he's simply going to be a blocker. I think he's going to list him as a starter at the beginning. So I think Hipner, whoever is going to be the guy that's going to get the next amount of catches, one of these rookies is going to be the guy that's get the next amount of catches next to Mark Andrews. Hipner, I definitely think is a guy who absolutely can do that as well. Definitely got the ability. This is going to be interesting here. And Cuevas is the other guy here. Well, these are 2 really good young picks. Cuevas, I think, is more the receiver pure. So we'll see how this plays out in camp. Let's see how Cuevas's blocking come around to keep him on the field and how Hipner's receiving can come around. I think it's definitely a wide open thing. I like Cuevas, though. I really like both of these tight ends here as well. And I do think these guys will contribute a lot as well, both rookie to contributor. Mid-round picks, it's not going to matter. Roger Rosengarten, I think, is definitely could be in the Pro Bowl. I'm not buying any of this smoke that they're not happy with Rosengarten. I'm not. I think honestly, I think Rosengarten's biggest problem, he's playing next to Daniel Falele. Like, it's just that had to go, man. It just, I don't know what else to tell anybody. Rosengarten, I think, has a lot of potential over at right guard. I think he's very solid over there. I think eventually, I think he could take over at left tackle. We could see that. Stanley has a contract for this year, not this year, but he's definitely going to have a much better play right next to him. So I think that's going to help him a lot. I think this guy can really make the Pro Bowl. I think definitely like him a lot. He kind of reminds me of even the comp where he was drafted, a lot of those 49ers offensive linemen, quick off the ball, Kirk Stratford, Chris Dolman, etc. Those type guys. I think that's exactly what he is. Quick off the ball as well. I'd love to see him now for the first time without Falele. So that's how much better he could be. I seems like a cop out, but it's really not. Like, he really, this is going to help him a lot. Adiza Isaac. I don't know if he's going to play. I don't know if he's going to make the roster. I don't know what's going to happen. He hasn't played, I don't think, much at all since he as well. Drafted 3rd round. I don't know if he's in the Ravens plans. I think he's kind of like David Ajabo was last year. Ajabo did surprise us and make the team. So we'll see. I mean, we'll see how this goes with Adiza Isaac. But I don't know. He's been injured a lot. At least they've said he's been. Like, there's an old meme. Who is Adiza Isaac? Because we really don't know what we have with him as well. I don't think they have much plans for him. They drafted an awful lot of linebackers at this position the last 2 years, and they picked them in the 3rd round. So I think that kind of tells you what they think, but we will see. I think he still will get an opportunity, obviously. And Cat, I think Mike Green, I'm a buyer of Mike Green. I think he does need to get a little stronger, does need to run well, but he's still so fast. Like, I really would like to see him work with, in the offseason, a good veteran pass rusher. I think also, too, having Trey Hendrickson here obviously is going to help the whole defense, but it's going to help the other guy on the other side a lot. You won't be able to put 2-3 guys on him like you did last year. That 4 sacks that he had was more than what people think, because he had to do a lot without a lot of pass rush there, a lot of help last year. Now with Trey Hendrickson there, Matabuke back, it's going to free him up a lot. He may not start the game right at the start, but I think he's going to get most of the snaps. I think by the year's over, I think he's going to get a lot of snaps. I think it wouldn't shock me if he gets 8, 9, 10 sacks. Maybe a bit of a hot take, but I still really am a believer in Mike Green as well. Teddy Buchanan could make the Pro Bowl this season. Just got to keep him healthy. Last week I saw him described as a dog. I agree with that. I think he's definitely, now he's going to have to fight off Trenton Simpson, who was about as good as I've seen him play at the end of last year. But I think Teddy Buchanan, as long as he's healthy, I think he won the job for a reason. He's going to play for a reason. I think he's a good fit next to Roquan Smith. I definitely think he's a guy who can shoot the gaps as well. Interesting to see how far he can go. Pro Bowl possible. That's not overcooking it a bit, but I think it's definitely possible if you can keep him healthy. It's absolutely possible with Nate Wiggins. I think Nate Wiggins right now is your number 1 corner on the roster. I think Nate Wiggins he's a little small, and I think he loses his fundamentals at times. But I thought I saw an improvement in that area from his freshman campaign to his sophomore campaign last year. And now as a 3rd-year player, I think the sky's the limit. I thought I saw a marginal improvement. Just got to keep him healthy on the field. I think he's a little reckless at times, but I definitely think this is the year where we see Nate Wiggins possibly go to the Pro Bowl. And I definitely think he's going to be the number 1 corner, and they're going to do that. I mean, whoever they're playing, I think he's going to be on the number one guy. I don't think it's Marlon Humphrey. I don't think it's a Woozy. I think they're going to give Nate Wiggins that opportunity to absolutely be the number one corner. And I think he is. I think this guy absolutely has the opportunity to be a pro bowler as well. Speed is phenomenal. Speed is just phenomenal of him. There's this distinct difference between seeing him run and seeing a lot of the other corners run and seeing a lot of the rest of the defense run. Great speed. Malachi Starks can get to the Pro Bowl as well. I don't think they handled him right last year. I think Malachi looked okay at the end of last year, played solid. I think there was a lot of issues going on that back end. I don't think they did Malachi any favors as well. So Starks next to Kyle Hamilton, that doesn't hurt either as well. Again, Pro Bowl maybe reaching a little bit high there, but I think Starks, is definitely too. The skill level is definitely there. I think definitely too. You saw the jump of a lot of players from their first, second year. I think that's definitely a case when Malachi Starks. It wouldn't shock me if he made the Pro Bowl. Because he steadily improved as the year went on, was able to hold on to a lot of the starting job, even with Louis Gilman is there. Now that Gilman is gone, he's going to play more traditional safety with Kyle Hamilton there. So I think that's going to be interesting as well. Tyler Luke, can he make the Pro Bowl? I think like outside of the obvious, the missed field goal against Pittsburgh, Tyler Luke was just fine last year. I think that's why I felt so bad for him, especially at the end of the year, because that's obviously what everybody's going to be talking about and remember. But other than that, I don't think there was any problem with Tyler Luke. He was fine. They didn't. I would say they're going to have to test him more in. I don't know if it was by design or it just worked out that way, where he didn't take those long field goal attempts a lot. They didn't use him really a lot like they did. They didn't just. So I think that's a thing. But let's see how good Tyler Luke is now. Now he's a rookie, no longer a rookie, second-year player. Training wheels are definitely off for him. There you go. All right. So those are your breakout players for the Baltimore Ravens in 2026. It's 2026. So those are your breakout players for the Ravens. So we will see how that goes as well. Which players are going to take the next step? So we're definitely going to go ahead and check that. Let's move it along. More football. So we're doing our list. We started with the quarterback, we started with the running back, and now we're starting to, I think, the position on the field with the most talented players in the league in terms of if you do a list like this. There are about, to narrow it down to 10 was extremely difficult, I think. But you project who's going to play well next year, who has it going to have a good long career, not just what they've done as well. So to project a receiver from year to year is difficult, but I think this and safety, I think, have been the hardest. I think they're about 25. If I put in the top 10, I think that you could do that. I definitely think these are the 10, but I definitely think there's a lot of depth at this position all around the NFL. So we'll see who makes the top 10 as far as the top 10 wide receivers in the NFL. Number 10, George Pickens of the Dallas Cowboys. Somebody's watching this saying, wait, why isn't he? Look, had a great first half of the year. Very good. CeeDee Lamb missed a lot of time. He took advantage. I'm dropping him down to 10, but I think some people are going to maybe be surprised he's not a little higher. I don't know with CeeDee Lamb back, he's going to have that type of production. I do know the Cowboys have a great receiving core. That's for sure. Both of these guys they have are terrific. But Pickens, I think, is better than not. He's your guy you're going to want for the big chunks. And that's what you're going to see with him. So I do like George Pickens as one of the better receivers in the NFL. George Pickens, number 10 for the Cowboys. Number 9, our guy, Zay Flowers. It's been a joy to watch Zay Flowers because Zay Flowers, I think, is First of all, I think a lot of people are going to say this is too high. It's not too high. Zay Flowers, as a receiver, he's not just a small guy who can run past people, who can run the 9 route. He's a guy who can read defenses. He's a guy who can pick where he's going to go on the field. He's a guy, I saw it all last year, how he was growing as a receiver as well. He was really the reason why the passing game wasn't more exposed. You had a lot of down years from a lot of the other receivers, Bateman, Andrews, now with the et cetera, injuries and all that. The reason the guy who showed up every single week was Zay Flowers. So Zay Flowers, I don't think is going down at all. I think this guy could be 1,600 yards receiving if he gets to eat that much. We'll see how the new offense looks. But Flowers, I think, is a complete receiver as well. The only thing that they're maybe not getting with him is good red zone because he's not that tall. I think that's the only thing that you don't get with Zay Flowers. But Zay Flowers has everything else. His size doesn't bother me even with his strength. I think he's got tremendous strength. He definitely has like that, like a Steve Smith, even though he's not that big, like he can push guys off the line. They're not going to just shove him around as well. Number 9, Zay Flowers, another Cowboy. Number 8, CeeDee Lamb. Lamb missed a lot of last year, so I think a lot of people forgot. This guy is a complete receiver. He does everything on the field. Has excellent hands, good in the red zone, which is what I really like, and also too good in this middle of the field, good with the 50-50. Has great speed too. Not as good as Pickens, so I think with Pickens there, it's going to be very hard to double team CeeDee Lamb. I think he can stay healthy the whole year. He's going to be outstanding. He had over 1,000 yards. He feel like he missed a lot of last year. So I really like Lamb still. I think he's the better of the two Cowboy receivers. I think he's one of the better receivers in the league. I definitely like him. He's definitely got good quarterbacking. Dak Prescott there, top 15 quarterback. So I definitely think Lamb is going to be top 8 as well. Number 8, CeeDee Lamb. Number 7, Nico Collins. Nico Collins, it's starting to happen where for a while he was the best receiver that nobody ever talked about. Because people are starting to realize, and you saw it last year, that Nico Collins is the real deal. Nico Collins last year with he had 1,117 yards, over 1,000 yards, 3 consecutive seasons. Did miss a few games. I think that's the thing. Excellent all over this guy. Like you don't take the ball from this guy. I've seen it like DBs have a fit just trying to take the ball from Nico Collins. He's got tremendous strength in the torso area, like the chest and all that. Guys, that's not an accident where guys can't take the ball from him as well. Great speed. His strength, though, is impressive. Nobody talks about that, how strong he is physically, and I think he uses that to his advantage. Kind of like even a little faster version of Irvin. Michael Irvin was kind of like that. Michael Irvin was just so strong, and I think that's it. I think with definitely too, he could benefit from a better quarterbacking. Stroud, I think, has struggled a bit, but this is the guy he goes to. Nico Collins, I don't think there's any question about it here as well. It's just got to keep him healthy. A lot of injuries with those Texas receivers, so that's a bit of a concern. That's the only concern. This guy is a top 10 receiver. Number 7, Nico Collins. Number 6, A.J. Brown. Going now, you see it with the Patriots this year. So, look, I think there's a couple things here with Brown. Numbers, I think he did complain a little bit too much in Philly. For me, you got Jalen Hurts. You're winning games. Why are you complaining? Devontae Smith was there, but I kind of think some of it was unwarranted. I do believe in New England he's going to get what he wants. And what he wants is he's going to eat as much as he wants. He's the offense, right? They don't have another great receiver. They have a very good quarterback. They're going to have pass emphasis. So we're going to find out. I think he's going to get more yardage, but I do think he's going to get what he wants. Be careful what you ask for. I don't know if New England's as good of a team, but he's going to eat more. I definitely think this guy, even in what some people would describe as a down year for him, he still had over 1,000 yards. I still think this guy's top 6. I mean, he is a freak of nature. catching the ball on the sidelines, I think, as well. You can put the ball anywhere, and A.J. Brown's going to go get it. Number 6, A.J. Brown for New England as well. Number 5, Jackson Smith Jigba. Some people would say this is low for him. I think all the top 5 are just fantastic here. The only reason I think I just have him low is just we've had the one season. So I think we will see going forward if he can continue that. But he was the best receiver, certainly in the playoffs. And you could argue he was one of the better receivers in the NFL, period. Big jump last year, 1,700 yards, almost 1,800 yards receiving, 15 yards per 15 yards per catch, 10 TDs. Look, he was the reason why Sam Darnold was really good. 119 catches, eats a lot. I think he's fantastic. So even with DK Metcalf gone, this guy really stepped up and like Seahawks gonna miss DK. This guy, I mean, just blazing speed. This guy, like, he runs past everybody. It's very hard in the NFL for wide receivers to run past DBs. This guy runs past them all as well. He's 5 also because, again, even though he had 10 touchdowns, red zone, not that big as well. Blazing speed, the strength maybe not as much, so, but he's going to eat a lot. So the number should stay the same. I think he's fantastic, though. Number 5. Number 4, Amon-Ra St. Brown for the Lions. I think this is easy the best slot receiver in the entire NFL. I don't think it's even close where you have a guy that's good as him in the slot. He's good all over the field. I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, he's definitely good no matter where you put him. But 1,400 yards, over 1,400 yards last year, 11 TDs. This guy's great in the slot, great in the red zone. Not the fastest receiver in the league, but definitely checks all the boxes. I think, like, no matter what he has on the football field, you can do that. I think he's more complete than David is. That's why I like it. That's why he's a little bit higher, I think. But I think he's a fantastic receiver as well. You can put him anywhere. I definitely too. He's got that good quarterbacking. Number 4, Amon-Ra St. Brown. Number 3, Puka Nacua of the Rams. I don't think there's anything to dislike about Nacua. The only thing is, can you keep your mind right, sir? Had some trouble off field. Looks like that's got cleared up. He's going to be able to play. Had to do some things, but 1,700 yards. This guy, I think, as much as any receiver in the league, looks unguardable at times. Can't cover him, period. No matter what you do to him, he's uncoverable. I mean, at times. He catches the short passes. He catches them in traffic. He catches them in the red zone. He's got great hands. I think his speed is much better than what people think. The complete package. He's 3 because I think in part the 2 guys above him have a little bit more, have more of a resume, and the trouble, can't keep his mind right, issues with the coach, issues with that stuff. So I think that's probably the thing. If you put Nacua 1, I don't have a problem with that. This guy's terrific. He looks unguardable. Probably of all the receivers, he looks unguardable at times as well. Number 10. Number 2, Justin Jefferson. I call him the cheat code. Jefferson, I think, is the total package. I mean, as far as a wide receiver as well. I think the problem with him last year is the quarterbacking was terrible. Like, he had some injuries as well. But the quarterbacking was just so bad in Minnesota last year. Like, I have a hard time dropping him from what I'm saying. He's still young, 27 years old. Even in a down year, he still had over 1,000 yards, 84 catches, 7 TDs. I don't think you're missing a thing with Justin Jefferson. I think he's still a tremendous receiver, a freakish athlete, similar to Randy Moss as well. I think, like, you got Kyler Murray there. I think the numbers are going to go back up. And number 1, Jamar Chase. I think the best quarterback wide receiver combination might be Jamar Chase and Joe Burrow in the NFL. I think Chase, there's nothing you can do with him as well. Kind of, I'm not saying he's a Jerry Rice or Terrell Owens, Um, well, not Jerry Rice. I think Terrell Owens, I think, is accurate because he does everything well. He's got great speed, great hands, catches the ball well in the short area. You can put him in the slot, reads defenses very well, great feel for what the defense is doing. And he produces regardless of how many targets he gets. I love that too. Like sometimes he'll get 3 or 4 and get this much yardage as what. It doesn't matter what he can do. So those are the top 3 guys that they are very, very, very talented as well. But I'm going to say still number 1, Jamar Chase from Cincinnati. There you go. Top 10. Go ahead, argue. Like I've been doing. Somebody was really mad at the football. I couldn't believe Christian McCaffrey was higher than Jerry Kirk. That's all right. So definitely check it out. It'll be on our social media tomorrow with that, and we will be happy to go over that for you. All right. So let's talk about the All-Star Game. So in the thumbnail, we're saying MLB All-Star predictions, but I'm more Ravori Sports ALNL All-Star team. More what I mean by that. So this is the All-Star Game the way I see it as far as merit. Okay? It's not necessarily the fan vote, not necessarily any of that stuff. Okay? The one thing I did have to stick to is 1 player per team. That is a rule, so we stuck to that. But this is not necessarily the way I think the fan vote is going to go as well. Some guys are injured and not on here. The most notable, I think, is Aaron Judge, not on the list because of injury. But that's he definitely would have been on the All-Star team. But there are some guys that are not there because of injury, etc. But this is how it looks in terms of AL and NL All-Star team in Major League Baseball. If Summer Nights Classic, number 1, very close. When you talk about the hold on. Okay, yeah, we go. All right, so here we go. Shea Langoliers, very close, very, very close at catcher, but I think Langoliers has had a good first half as well. I stand by what I said on the open mic last night. The league is doing these guys a disgrace. I think what's going on in Sacramento, and people can get as mad as they want at me. That's not right what you're doing to this team with these players, putting them in Sacramento in a lame duck situation like this. And they actually have a decent team and some decent players. Langoliers has had an excellent first half. And you got him in a situation where he's in front of 10,000 fans, like all the time here as well. So that's great. But Langoliers, 19 home runs, 40 RBIs, sitting 295. Very close, but I had him at start. Ben Rice. Anybody notice the Yankees are still in first place without Judge? Because they have another guy they can hold their hat on. Ben Rice has been fantastic for them as well. Rice, I think, is the best first baseman in the American League this season, and I don't think it's pretty close. I think he's been really good. So easy as it might have been to put Vlad Guerrero there, but you look at the numbers for Rice as well: 22 home runs, 53 RBIs, 272. He's been terrific for them. So I don't think there's any question about it. Not really good production at second base. Ernie Clement, he's going to start there. I think probably the best first half, the most productive. The Blue Jays haven't needed it. They've had some issues. Bo Bichette is gone. Vladdy Guerrero with a down year, and Clement has been really good for them. I think probably the best. I think not a lot of production across the board at second base in the American League. Drew Camarillo, I've been telling everybody for a while now, this kid is a absolute rock star. I think definitely I hope he starts because he's a fantastic player. 281, 16 home runs, 37 RBIs, 81 hits. I think the best is yet to come Look, Wander Franco didn't work out. This kid is terrific. Excellent hitter. Excellent power as well. Bobby Witt still holding down the fort at shortstop for the Kansas City Royals. Royals not nearly as good as we thought, but that's not Witt's fault. 10 home runs, 32 RBIs, 28 steals. Yeah, Witt's still the best shortstop. Riley Green, Brian Buxton, Roger Rosarena in the outfield. Buxton, I think, is going to be the subject of trade rumors. This is probably you're getting the best of him the last 2 years. I kind of wrote him off almost, not being the type of player, etc. But he's got 30 home. He's been terrific. I think he's definitely been the bright spot for the Twins. Riley Green has been really good for the Tigers. Obviously, Rosarena, look, check the numbers, man. Like Roger Rosarena has been outstanding for the Mariners this year. You check it out: 7 home runs, 33 RBIs, 19 stolen bases. I definitely got no problem with there. Obviously, Jordan Alvarez at DH. Alvarez, I think, is a terrific player. He's a hitter. He kind of reminds me of the guy I talked about last night, Julio Franco. I can see him going 5-6 more years if you just DH him. He's just going to keep hitting home runs for a while. I think he's that type of hitter. Some guys can just do it. They can just hit for power. They can just do it. I mean, he's definitely a guy. That's the American League. National League. Some names we don't know. So that's going around too. William Contreras, best batting average, I think, for the National League of all the catchers in the National League as well. Contreras, 295 for 7 home runs, 46 RBIs, 84 hits. I think Contreras, obviously, he's also solid defensively. The Brewers have been really good. I think he's definitely, too. This is a leader. So it's definitely fair to put him there as the starter. Here's a name. Some of you, if you haven't watched a lot of games, Alec Burleson. That's right. So Alec Burleson, the Cardinals looks like are doing it again, getting players where you don't know without the huge minor league shine and herald. They seem to bring up guys to really do well. So Burleson was good last year with 18 home runs, and he's been fantastic this year. Almost hitting about 300, 13 home runs, 57 RBIs, over 20 doubles. I think Burleson has been the guy for sure, edging out a little bit Matt Olson as well. But you think about some of the names, Freddie Freeman, etc., Bryce Harper. I think this is warranted. Burleson is definitely deserving of this. So is Brandon Lowe of the Pirates. Pirates have some good players. They just got to put it together. I think they definitely have a shot if they can go ahead and continue on there as well. 18 home runs. That about says it. Again, not great production at second base, but definitely too, you go with the home run production. Brandon Lowe, Max Muncy. I don't know why people keep thinking. I don't know where all the jokes come from with Max Muncy. He can hit for power. There's no question about it. I think we think he's outstanding power hitter as well. Definitely leading third baseman in the minor leagues. Sorry, in the National League in power and home runs. So definitely that's it. Otto Lopez for the Marlins, leading all of baseball. At least he was last time I saw it, in batting average as well. So good for the Marlins getting a guy. So last year they had Ariza, Otto Lopez hitting 340, 107 hits in the first half. So that tells you this guy is really hitting everything. He's been outstanding, deserving of the starter. Shortstop, Jordan Walker. So you want to talk about writing guys off. Jordan Walker has had a tremendous first half for the Cardinals. If you wonder why the Cardinals are doing so much better, you got Jordan Walker and you have Alec Burleson really starting to play well. Tailed off maybe a little bit, but he's been outstanding. 18 home runs. Walker has been really good. James Wood needs no introduction. I think definitely too. You talk about the Nationals, outstanding power hitter. Neither does Juan Soto. Soto, I think, is. I'd say this. Soto also too is a patient hitter now too, as great as he is. This guy is as good at the plate as any guy. Bit streaky, but There's no question about it. Not kind of like Witt, not his fault that the team hasn't played as well as they hoped. And one of my favorite players in all of baseball, Kyle Schwarber for the Phillies. This guy hits for power. I love it. Everybody thought this guy couldn't play. This is a joke, blah, blah, blah. He's been fantastic. Not a joke at all. I think he's definitely too. He's their engine, I think, along with Bryce Harper and Philly, which are improving. The junior circuit reserves. Who's there for who's there on the American League side? Dylan Digler. It's so close. Him and Langoliers, but I'm gonna give it to Langoliers. I'm gonna give him the edge a little bit. Had a better consistent from start to finish. Nick Krutz, I think, has been outstanding for the A's. Again, another good A's player as well. Second year, I think he's been outstanding for them. You know what he's about. He's going to hit for power as well. So he's been really, really good. Chase Mandareth as well. So the White Sox no longer in the basement. So they're getting a little bit better. 284 this year for him. 625. Again, the production at the position, not particularly great, but definitely to a young player like that, definitely worth it. Definitely another White Sox, Miguel Vargas as well. No Jose Ramirez. So I think that factors in as well. But look, Vargas has had a good little run here at the beginning of the season. Vargas, 17 home runs, so he's been good. Not as good as Camarillo, but definitely worthy of the All-Star. Kevin McDougal of the Tigers, definitely going to put him at the shortstop there behind Bobby Witt. Deserving. Good all-around stats from McDougal. Outfield, Rafaela, Jordan, Julio Rodriguez, Corey Bellinger, Josh Young. Outfield. Julio Rodriguez needs no introduction. I think he's kind of been here. I think the question is, could he be starting? Maybe. I had him on the second squad there. Rafaela has been really good for the Red Sox this year. Bellinger, I think, has been really good. This guy's pretty underrated. He's pretty much good wherever he goes as well. So he definitely deserves an all-star spot. Josh Young for the Rangers, back up at third base as well. So lots of home runs. Excellent power for him. I think he's definitely deserving of that. Pete Alonso for the Orioles. Got to have an Oriole. Pete Alonso's definitely getting their money's worth. Bit of a slow start, but ever since then he's been fantastic. And Yandy Diaz, I think, back up to as far as the DH. Diaz, he's been a really good hitter. We know this. I think he's been good for the Rays for a long time. Liam Hicks for the Marlins as well. Marlins, I think Hicks has been really good. Second-year player, definitely coming to his own. Again, some of the names different now. No Will Smith, no Rumato as well. Not as good. So we've got two young guys here that have really played well in the National League. Matt Olson, it's pretty close. If you say Matt Olson is number one, I don't have a big problem with that. Fine with that. Yeah, I got no problem if you say Matt Olson. Luis Ariz at second base. Y'all can kick rocks. People don't like him. If you don't like singles, I don't care. This guy is a hitter. He's hitting 300 every week, and all out here is people complain. Like, who cares? Like, he's hitting 300. I mean, some of these averages I'm seeing now, Orioles leading hitters at 255. Like, he can play for me, and he deserves an all-star spot, and he's getting one. At second base, Nick Gonzalez, third base. Good stuff from him. Nick Gonzalez, definitely good average hitter as well. Pirates have a couple of them here. Like, if you notice, Pirates have a couple of them here. Nationals player, CJ Abrams is fantastic as well. So definitely deserving of an all-star bid. He's been really good. You talk about how slow the Nationals rebuild has been. Not CJ Abrams' fault. He's been terrific for them. Pete Crow Armstrong, center field. He's probably in the left. Just put him in left for the three outfielders as well. A bit of a slow start. Really come on lately. Really deserving of an all-star spot with his numbers. The Dodgers have had some bit of a down numbers compared to for their standards, but Andy Pages has been fantastic for them, hitting in the second spot Definitely been their best hitter, average hitter all season long. Definitely deserving of an All-Star. Chung-Hoo Lee for the Giants. Giants have been disappointing, but he's been really good for them. I think Lee. Let's take a look. So Lee definitely has Lee 5 home runs, 27 RBIs, 266 average as well. Just doing it in several areas. So as well. So I put Lee in there in the outfield. Two more, another Japanese player, obviously Shohei Ohtani. Numbers not as good, maybe for his standards. Good evening, sir. Call me Rad. Must watch driving to the top. So Ohtani for his standards as well, maybe a little bit not what we're used to seeing, but he's been fantastic lately on the offensive side. He's been great on the mound all year long. So I mean, he's also I think worthy of it. I didn't put him in both spots, but definitely too. I could see that. I can see them just leaving him on the mound and putting him in pitching. So as well, but I didn't put him there. I put him on offense. I think he's still deserving. Very close, similar numbers to Casey Smith for the Giants. So Smith has been really good at DH for them all season long. And you got to have a Rockies Hunter Goodwin leading all catchers in home runs this season. Average isn't great, but hitting for power, that's the place to hit for power for sure. And Coors Field, couple more pitchers in both leagues. Cam Schindler, I knew I was going to say that. Schindler as well. I think I have him starting in the All-Star game. For those of you who haven't seen this guy, this kid has been really good. So even with all the Yankee injuries, they've come up with him, and he's been fantastic for him. I think he's been the best pitcher in the American League. Move a little faster here. Gavin Williams, Sonny Gray, Drew Rasmussen, Jose Soriano, Dylan Cease, Davis Martin for the Red Sox, for the White Sox as well. Gavin Williams, I think he's been fantastic. I think this is definitely a guy who could be the ace for the Guardians the next few years. Sonny Gray's been really good for the Red Sox. Been really good for a while. I think he's been really good no matter where he's been. Drew Rasmussen, no shock. The Rays have good starting pitching as well. He's been good. He's got over 8 wins. Soriano, today, I think even though he lost today, I know, but the Angels don't have a lot of players. I think he's probably been their best starter, and doesn't hurt that he's left-handed. You're putting him in the All-Star game. He's got like 8 wins. Dylan Cease, I think, is leading amongst the league leaders in strikeouts as well. No introduction there. Davis Martin has been good for the White Sox as well. He's got like 9 wins, so no problem putting him there. Relief pitchers in the American League. Cade Smith has been blowing everybody away. Clearly, the 2 best relievers so far, Mason Miller in the other American League, is Cade Smith is outstanding. How about that one, Oriole fans? Brian Barker. That's right, the same one that used to pitch for the Orioles in the trade. He's been one of the best closers in the American League. He's definitely in the All-Star game. 2 Blue Jays, Lewis Varland, not Jeff Hoffman, took him out of the role. Varland's been fantastic as well. Microscopic ERA for Tyler Rogers, under 2 runs a game. Definitely if you have a setup man, and definitely 2 Chapman for the Red Sox. It's been outstanding. He's supposed to be older. He's still throwing up 96, 97, and not the 101. Mazeroski, I think I'm saying it right. For the Brewers, I got to see him start. This guy is just a joy to watch. I think everybody, the whole world, would love to see him start. A little bit over Paul Skeens has been really good, along with Chris Sanchez for the Phillies. Phillies have had good pitching for a while now. They really seem to get an extra guy here as well, even with the injury to Nola. Wheeler's back, and Sanchez is good. I didn't put Wheeler in, but I think he's been good. Sanchez, I think, is definitely would be the starter if it not for Razorowski there. Chase Burns, Chris Sale, Yamamoto of the Dodgers, and Eduardo Rodriguez for the Orioles. So again, another guy Orioles are familiar with. Yamamoto, I think, is fantastic as well. Orioles did well against them, but as well, Chris Sale does what he does, and I think Burns is worthy of the start here as well. And oh, baby, Mason Miller. I think Miller's the best closer in baseball. I don't think there's any question about it. I definitely too. He's the closer in the All-Star game. Duran has been really on a stretch lately where he's been fantastic. The Braves have an outstanding bullpen. Suarez as the setup man, his ERA has been under 1, 0.5, microscopic. In the ninth, Iglesias has been outstanding for them as well. And D-backs Paul Sewald as amongst the league leader in saves. Now used to be a Mariners closer, now getting the job done for the D-backs. There you go. All stars. That's what it would look like if I was to just do it on merit as well. And I had to stick to the one team per league thing. So everybody has to have one. Not a lot of Orioles were there. It just wasn't. The Orioles under consideration. Gunnar, obviously. I think his average was a little low for me for All-Star. He still might get it, but I didn't put him there. Rico Garcia was definitely one. I think I was kind of like debating him and Tyler Rogers there as well. That would be the other one as far as All-Star consideration. All right. And baseball summer is in effect. And let's play the charge. Charge. It's time for baseball summer. And this week, so we talked about the minor league teams. We're going to talk about a thing I think that has become actually doing this endeavor. Something I think is the coolest thing I've seen, and that's the College World Series. I've thoroughly enjoyed the College World Series the last few years. Not that I didn't watch it before, but covering it for the channel, like especially the draft is coming up, I've really had a ball watching the College World Series. I don't think this year was as good, but even still, it was fantastic watching it in the College World Series. And let me tell you, let me shout this out. If I don't think I've ever done this with the College World Series. Like, it's, if to use a pro wrestling comparison, like, there's nothing wrong with WWE crowds, WCW crowds, TNA crowds, but there's nothing like in my history in watching wrestling an ECW crowd. That's what it feels like when you watch the College World Series. Like an easy and engaged baseball crowd standing the whole time, lots of noise, outstanding stuff. I really enjoy the atmosphere in Omaha as well. So let's talk a little bit about the College World Series here. Who was in it, right? So we had some teams, not what we thought. UCLA not there. LSU, a lot of some teams that were new here. Tar Heels made it to the final game. West Virginia was eliminated at the, I think it was the semifinal round. Ole Miss was eliminated early. SEC school. Troy is one. They were the small school that was in it. Georgia, I think, had an excellent game in the series along with Texas. No surprise, two more SEC schools. Alabama and Oklahoma were also in it. So a lot of SEC continuing their dominance, I think, as one of the better schools, if not the best conference for sure for college baseball. Best game before the final was Georgia and Texas. That was a great 2-0 game as well. Some really prime prospects were in there. A lot of blowouts, but I thought that was really good. Best moment, I thought, was the West Virginia crowd as well, singing John Denver's Take Me Home, Country Roads after a win. I didn't know they sung that after the game. I didn't even put two and two together that it was our John Denver for the seventh inning stretch, saying "Take me home." And College World Series most outstanding player Jackson Willits as well. And the Oklahoma Sooners are the College World Series championship. Is one winning game 1 9-3. North Carolina taking the second game 6-2, and the very convincing last fashion 13-2. Oklahoma Sooners win the World Series, the College World Series as well. So I thought this was very interesting as well. The best team did win, I thought, in the World Series. They had 3 freshmen really take over their pitching late in the year, and I do think that was the right thing to do as far as that goes, because they did have some. That was a risky thing to do, but they did have some young players that really did well and pitched in the series. It didn't work out so well in game 2. That's why they lost game 2. But their bats, you didn't hear that. Their bats were fantastic, I thought, all the way through this College World Series. They hit the ball. Darren LaChance, it was terrific as well. So I thought maybe he would be the guy, the catcher. We're going to talk about some of these catchers next week that we saw in the College World Series. Big, strong catcher, hit like 15 home runs in the last 30 games. So it was outstanding the way they played. Brian Brock was outstanding for them, but Willis was just a hit machine. I think that's why he got most outstanding player, because he just, every time you just couldn't get him out, like in the holes, especially in the last 3 games. He was outstanding for them. They just, the Tar Heels, they had good pitching, but they didn't have enough offense. I didn't think outside of Jake Schaefer, the shortstop as well, and I really took advantage. That's why the scores were so lopsided when they didn't have Gluber on the mound for North Carolina, the pitching, and so that's what happened. Tar Heels are home, and the Oklahoma Sooners are the champions. There you go. All right. There you go. Baseball summer as well. And so we're doing our Orioles weekly report. What? I'm almost done. All right. So our Orioles weekly report here, we do it every week. And let's talk about what happened this week as well. Dylan Beavers signed to AAA as well. Chesapeake. Look, the way Tyler O'Neill has looked, it's good to get Dylan Beavers. I was so happy to at least see it. You got to get Tyler O'Neill off the thing, but definitely too. Dylan Beavers is on his way back. Let's see how he looks in the minor leagues here as well to start. Adley Rushman on the 7-day DL with a concussion. He hasn't played since June, retroactive to June 19th. So we'll see if we can get him back during the Nat series here as well. Michael Sirianni recall from AAA Norfolk as well. Basayo has been doing the bulk of the catching as well, along with Sam Huff. They've called up. So it's a good thing they called up 3 catchers. I think they're going to do that. They did. Go ahead, and we'll get to the next one as well. Shade Povich was on rehab assignment in Chesapeake. Also, to Dean Kramer, rehab assignment in Norfolk as well. Povich, I think, is going to be still a while. I mean, the fact he's in Chesapeake, we'll see. I think eventually they'll just assign him to AAA. They're going to use him on rehab, put him in Chesapeake for a while. Kramer, I don't think it'll be long. I think it really just depends on how he does his next start. I think he definitely could be with the ball club. They may wait till after the break, but I think I think it's sooner rather than later with Kramer as well. He's going to be back definitely shortly as well. Orioles have announced that with the MLB roster, they went ahead and selected Chadwick Chomp just before tonight's game, not last night's game, with Anaheim, and they put in Michael Sirianni. We just mentioned him for assignments as well. So they kind of play games with the roster now. I don't think he's even all injuries. I don't think there's any question about that as well. So I got it 7. I'm going to talk about this first. Orioles won the series against the Los Angeles Dodgers, dropping the opener before rallying to win special games with a chaotic walk-off, 1 hit in the last game. Tremendous series that was with the Dodgers. I thought the only shame was it was late at night, so a lot of people didn't see it because the games were late except for Sunday. But I thought that was a tremendous series. The Orioles losing the first game, deserved to lose it, gave up late as well. Hulsley not any good in the 9th inning, losing the first game 6-5. Second game, they won it, didn't feel great about it. Like, we're going to talk about defense in a second, but man, they outplayed them, shut the Dodgers down, and almost gave it away in the 9th. However, they didn't. They were able to hold on. The last game, they did go ahead, win a decisive margin, winning by 10 runs, having double digits in that scoring as well. So they look good there in that. Defense, man, they're ranked 18th in run fielding value. -2 with 2 outs, above average OAA. They sit in 22nd with league in defensive with a -10 in defensive run save. As a unit, the outfield ranks 23rd with a -8 DRS. I thought it was worse than that. I thought it was worse than that. They're just not good defensively. They're also not good situationally. The right time, we talked about giving the game away in the 9th inning. Come on, man. Kobe Mayo. I posted it on the Facebook page. The throw to Betts at first base in the game. Hey, Betts was called safe. Now, I thought he got him, but you bobbled it clearly. And that one as well. Tavares, right, immediately bobbled it in the 9th inning. They're just not good situationally and defensively. So they're hitting home runs every game. We know this. So, I mean, they're hitting home runs. I'm actually surprised they actually weren't higher there, but they're getting offensive production. They got it again today with Basayo with 2 home runs, but they're defensively, it's costing you. It's costing you. You're not producing defensively as well. I think this is why you're seeing like the Chad Colton Cowser in center. Tavares was at third base. He was moved to right field. You're seeing more Blaze Alexander, Jeremiah Jackson. You know, I think the defense is just not cutting it. I definitely think that's costing you here as well. Who's hot? Tavares, definitely. So he's been moved from center to right. I thought it was just for the Dodgers series. He actually played a little bit of third, so they're trying him in different positions. He's pretty good at several different positions. Kyle Bradish, I thought, was really good in both starts this week as well. And Blaze Alexander, he's been good, period. I think he's keeping Holiday on the bench for a reason. I mean, he's just outplayed him. I did in Pigtown and Paul Valley, and mentioned that is like, I mean, they seem to have a lot of confidence in Jackson Holiday, and not that I don't, but I mean, these guys are playing well. I don't know how you can sit them like when they're clearly outplaying Jackson Holiday. Jackson Holiday clearly outside of the power numbers, and he's still hitting some home runs in limited action. But it'll be interesting to see this, how this goes. I even have him here. Jackson Holiday didn't hit well, older 200. You know, his career average is only about 240. Just saying. I mean, again, when you got, and again, but when you have guys that are as productive as well, and he wasn't good this week, he was like less than 200 here. Hulsley, he just was bad at the start. I mean, he came back, he gave up 2 home runs, and then he came back again, and he wasn't any good. So he'll settle in, we hope. And Baz is just inconsistent. He'll have a good start. He kind of reminds me what I used to think of Bradish. He'll be good. He's got good stuff all the time, but then the start didn't play well. The start wasn't any good as well. Let's see if he can continue to develop here as well. The neighbors up I-95, the Nats are coming into Baltimore, so definitely we're going to have a lot of Nats fans, a lot of good attendance at the yard, and you're going to see 2 good young players. We talk about C.J. Abrams and James Wood as well, so that's definitely a reason to go as well. And the White Sox are not a joke. We just did it. They have a lot of all-stars on their team. They're very good. Maramoto, I didn't have him as an all-star, but he's been really good for them as well. It'll be interesting to see. And I put Samuel with the 2 home runs fresh today as the Orioles player of the week. Outstanding stuff from Samuel. The investment looks good so far. He's got 12 home runs, and they actually have shared the catch a load. He's been catching more with Adley been out, but we will see about that this year. Thank you, gentlemen and ladies, for watching. We appreciate all of you that have watched. Like and subscribe. You right now, all 19 of you now on all of our platforms. Definitely check it out and subscribe to our podcast. Thank you. Have a great day.